Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, dandy. Great. Just fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And we are
here to rant and rave.
And probably complain because it's a shitty day.
And I snorted like a pig when we started.
Right on track. Woo!
Yeah.
Jessica, how was your week?
Oh, boy. Dana, you know what? We discussed this in our green room dump. This was not a good week. I'm fine, everybody.
We're all fine.
It was a hard
heavy week. Yeah.
I'm going to be positive, not to have toxic positivity. Guess what? The day I'm accused of that will be a great day because that's never happened. Okay? Ever. Like, pinch me. I'm dreaming. Let me know when it happens, Dana. Okay?
If I was ever in like a toxic positivity spin, it would just be because I'm so out of control. I'm trying to keep myself from drowning.
Whenever people ask me like, well, what's your husband like? Or how did you two meet? Or why do you think you're compatible? Not that anyone's ever asked that. I made that last part up, but something in that realm, right? Yes. I always say he's an optimist and some might say I'm a pessimist. I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I make sure to say that really loud. I'm a realist.
Yeah.
But the one great thing that happened this week.
Tell me, give it to me.
Well, two things, and they're on the same day, so that counts as one, right? It was a great Halloween day for a very weird Halloween because I love dressing up, and that's like something I look forward to. I really missed my friends, Michael. He always has like a fun party every year.
Mm-hmm.
My friend brought over her baby because I said, do you want to walk? And I know she's going crazy from being cooped up at home all day alone with the baby while her husband's at work.
Yeah.
And I said, do you want to take a walk while it's still daylight with the baby? And we can just look at the decorations in my neighborhood, and she goes, oh my God, that'd be great. And then I said, are you going to dress up the baby?
Yeah.
That was because I wanted her to. So she dressed up the baby and it was so ridiculous and cute. She dressed her up like a Rockford peach from A League of Their Own. So that really was the highlight of my day. But I also went on a work Zoom. I've been back at work very temporarily and we had a little holiday Zoom. Now, normally at the office, that was a huge, that was like the day for the office because everyone at my work is either an actor or a musician or somebody that works in entertainment. So everybody loves Halloween. And the owner of our company, it's his favorite holiday. He goes all out. They had a gigantic buffet every year where they got catering from a local Chinese restaurant that we all love. So it was literally like a feast of feasts. Everybody, not everyone dressed up, but you were encouraged because we had a Halloween parade down the office aisles and there was money to be had. And they also gave a prize for best decoration. So your little cubicle or your office area, there was prizes for that. So there was only 14 people on the Zoom, as opposed to the 60 we were when pre-COVID. So I made something with a paper plate. It became kind of our mascot for the office. And this is what she looks like, Dana. Okay. Her name is Spiffany. So like if you won something at work, we'd always have contests and it was called getting a spiff. That's a term I never knew of or had heard about. So I made Spiffany last year and she really was a huge hit at the office and she kind of made her way around the room. Sometimes it would be like, where's Spiffany? Oh, Dana's got her. Well, Dana gets $5.
Does Spiffany have a chipped tooth?
She does. Now, I did not do that. And I'm upset that you noticed because I hope you wouldn't, but I'm also appreciate that you noticed because I was so angry. I came in one day and somebody had taken a Sharpie and thought it would be funny to chip her tooth. I'm sure people think I'm a lunatic. You guys, this is a paper plate with green eyes and a smiley face. I cannot draw. This is
and candy earrings.
Werther's Originals. are stapled on as her candies. They're still in the wrapper, 14 karat gold, only the best for my girl. Stephanie became a real hit at the office. So I am that person that I'm not ever trying to be obnoxious, but during work Zooms, once it was like, hey, I wouldn't do it like if my boss was talking, but if they're like, and the top salesperson of the week today was Dana, I'd be like, yay! Stephanie would show up and I'd shake her like a tambourine and people would laugh and they'd love it. I went as Stephanie on our Zoom. There was a virtual costume contest. And I went as Stephanie. I glued a pen. I took it off now, but I taped a pen to the bottom of her so that I held her over my face the entire time so that nobody could see my face on the Zoom. They only saw Stephanie. And Dana, I won second place. I felt so guilty because people actually put some effort in and like, even one person like wrapped her hair. She has this gorgeous long red hair. She wrapped it with Christmas lights. I'm like, that at least took effort. I literally taped a pen to the back of a paper plate I drew.
Listen.
And held it in front of my face and I won second place. I got $75, Dana.
Yeah. You know why? You can't stop funny. That's why. You can't stop it.
The moral of the story is persistence paid off. If I had not kept her around. Also, when we were closing up because of COVID, literally my sweet coworker, she's so young, she goes, is anyone going to take Stephanie home? She might get lonely. Now, we thought we were going to be gone for 2 weeks. And I'm like, you're so cute. I'll take her home. Well, here we are.
November.
7-8 months later.
Yeah.
Stephanie is still going strong. That was the highlight of my week, Dana. Can you tell that I am slightly going insane?
Oh, no, we all are. I just talked to you for like 35 minutes about how much I hate everything. So Jessica, I drove for you and Alan. So Jessica and Alan did a Halloween drop-off, a goodie drop-off for my family, which was so sweet.
Oh.
10 minutes before she came, I was like, I have to put on pants. And so I like slapped on some mascara and lip gloss and a dress and a hat and then went and did a fashion march outside.
I'm sorry, she looked
Alan.
like she was going to Fashion Week in New York City. And I wish that I had taken a picture because I still looked like Aileen Wuornos, as I promised. And you looked like you were sitting next to Kim Kardashian at Fashion Week. So
that's not true. But how special do you feel that I did it just for you? Because we didn't do anything. I mean, I put on a skeleton t-shirt later that night just to be more comfy. And Henry was in his dinosaur pajamas with the hood that looks like a dinosaur head. So
cute.
We were all comfy.
The worst part is I felt bad because you had told me that. So when we got there, Alan took off his seatbelt, was opening the door, and I get like admittedly crazy, frantic, and anxious over stuff that I shouldn't. But because I didn't want you to feel bad or think that I lied to you and was like, ha, Alan's here and he's going to look at you with your bra off. You know what I mean? I'm not a maniac like that. So he literally totally calm, taking off his seatbelt. And I said, what are you doing? And he goes, what? And I said, why are you taking off your seatbelt? Why are you opening the door? He goes, Jesus Christ. He goes, I was going to say hi to her. I said, I told you we're not staying. I told you she didn't have her clothes on.
She doesn't have on a bra.
I'm just leaving it at the door. He's like,
I put on a bra in case anyone was worried.
She looked gorgeous. So then I walk up and then I keep like turning around. I'm like, you hear that, Alan? And then I'm like getting annoyed thinking, why is he sitting there? So then when I got in the car, I'm like, shut the door. I'm like, why did you do that? And he's like, do what? He's like, I didn't do anything. I said, why did you stay in the car? Why wouldn't you get out and say hello? He goes, are you kidding me?
To stay in the car.
He said, you went nuts. You went nuts at the idea of me even taking my seatbelt off. He's like, you've got to be kidding. I'm like, well, I thought you would have seen that Dan stepped outside. I mean, Henry wasn't there, but Dan stepped outside. She was wearing that hat her dad got her. She was
doing a fashion march for you.
He's like, you are literally a maniac. He's like, you need to really check yourself. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Wow. I had no idea any of that was going on. Thank you so much for the presents. Thank God we replaced Henry's Venus flytrap that I murdered. Thank you for that. That also sent me, I was telling Jessica, so in case you're not aware, we live in Los Angeles and we are in the entertainment industry, which means we are not working. So I told Jessica, I don't know why, but I've been on a roll really diving into mushrooms and carnivorous plants online. I don't know why. I've been following these mushroom guys that go out and pick mushrooms. I've been following these people that breed mushrooms and carnivorous plants. So Jessica and I were talking about water pitchers, and I was saying to Jessica that I was even going, okay, all right, maybe I could breed these plants and sell them on Etsy. Now, Jessica, I'm lucky I know how to sign into Etsy. Let alone, and if there is a type of plant that I haven't killed, I don't know what it is. That's like when I had the dream of opening a cookie shop and I can't cook.
What? Oh, that would be, but you would be so sweet. You need to hire a baker and you just need to be the face of the business.
I mean, I get these ideas when things are not going well in my career. Someone reminded me today that it's a very competitive business, and then rejected me. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know that. I'm a fat girl in Hollywood. I think I know. Like, you have no idea the things that have been said to my face, and you think I don't know what's hard. And then I just wanted to rip out all of my hair piece by piece. Like 20 years I've been doing this.
Sir,
you're not
as a professional on network television and cable, for crying out loud, and a major motion picture or two.
You're not shocking me. And still you're going, we're going to be very hands-on. I mean, okay, I don't care. Touch me for all I care. If I can get a job, you can touch me. I don't care.
For real.
Also, not a political podcast, but tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow's election.
Like, we're not a political podcast, but we might be one day soon.
Geez,
just kidding. I promise that won't happen.
It won't happen because we need not political things in our lives right now, but it's certainly hard to ignore. So yeah. Anyway, we'll be here.
We can save our politics to Trevor Noah, which Dana always nicely. She watches it every night like I do, but she catches it even earlier than me and sends me choice clips, which I love.
He's my fave. He's so smart and so sexy and so funny and yum yummy. I don't care what your politics are. If you like accents and smart, funny men,
okay.
I mean,
he's adorable. He's also so respectful. He is someone that, to me, I always like take pause where I'm like, damn, even when he is 1,000% against what this person stands for or believes, whoever they are that he has on as a guest or maybe discussing, he's respectful. So I commend that. I'm really trying to check myself lately as far as that, admittedly. So my dad's been reminding me that I need to realize that everyone doesn't think exactly like me and have the same opinions, and that I need to find a way to deal with that.
In some cases. Anyway. You know what I love? Okay, remember that clip I sent to you? Okay, private time, guys. All 5 of you listening. Remember I sent you that video of Trevor Noah interviewing Chris Rock? Yes. And he was just talking about, you know, what things are important and what these movements are and stuff. And it was an interesting perspective. And I loved watching Trevor Noah like fall in man love with his words. Right? Did you see his face? It's like what I always fell in love with Simon Cowell when he fell in love with someone's voice, man or woman. You could see it. Yep. You could see him fall in love. And I was like, oh, it gave me like Thumper vibes, like that bunny. And that's how Trevor Noah was. It was like watching, I want to see him fall in love with me. I want it.
Oh my God. I love the image of Thumper. It's really cute.
Oh man. Get on Twitter. Hated.
Well, I also sent Dana a video of Obama shooting a 3-point basket, and that really kind of did it for me for the week.
Can't handle it. Cannot
thoroughly
handle.
Impressed.
When he walked away and said, "That's what I do," because someone said nothing but net, I was like, I love him.
It's very cool.
Legit, just so hot and so cool. Like, I feel like you could just watch that video and not even need a toy and make yourself happy. Is that a lot to say? That's too much to say.
Picture that Rip Taylor's throwing confetti and spitting in people's faces, because that's what I'm doing right now.
That's too much to say. Listen, when you got a visual and a strong imagination, welcome to Dana's world. I'm just teasing, Dad. Oh, God, sorry. Well, anyway, that's all we want to talk about for a week.
I cut her off, and I'm going to quickly tell you how you can get in touch with us, and then we're going to roll into Dana's
I'm
rant.
sorry. Yes,
no,
please.
not. I cut you off. You were like, "We'll be back here," and I'm like, "Oh, and another thing."
Oh no, I was just going to say that's our show. Bye.
This is what happens when you are not around people enough. Okay, you guys, please follow us at the Rants and Raves podcast on both Instagram and Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at raves_the. You can email us directly at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com. You can click the contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com.
Great job, Jessica.
Thank you.
You're doing awesome. I am drinking a Diet Mountain Dew from Taco Bell, where I bought my son's supper because I'm a terrible mother. And then I poured the rest of my Monster drink in it. So.
Whoa, that's a lot of caffeine, lady.
Yeah, maybe I'll crash and pass out at some point.
That is a lot of caffeine.
I abused caffeine when I was in college, so it doesn't really affect me.
I mean, I tried one of those crappy energy packs from a gas station once when I got a wild hair and was like, I'm going to Atlanta right now. And it was like way too late to be leaving to hit the road more than like a half an hour's distance, right?
Yeah.
And I bought a pack of like, I think it was literally just called Energy Pack. The same jank brand. It's still, oh yeah, it was a whole cornucopia of shit. I took that. All I remember, the only thing I even vaguely recognize is ginkgo biloba. I mean, just something I had seen on TV.
Yeah.
Y'all, I didn't even make it to Birmingham, and I had to pull over and ask a friend to come pick me up because I was freaking hallucinating. Okay.
Oh, no.
Shit really, really did a number on me. Like,
wow. Maybe I should try it.
Okay. So yeah, I just stick to good old fashioned. I mean, I've moved on to cold brew, which is basically liquid meth.
Yeah.
If you need to get something done, have a couple of ounces of cold brew, and you're going to be looking for more things to do because you're going to go nuts.
We'll let you know how that works out for me.
Oh my God.
Should we move on into our rant?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm up first, yeah?
Yes.
This is from a listener, and this is a tired mama in a house full of boys. Let me just say, it's not me, but boy, do I relate. Okay. Not taking care of something when you are the last use or see it. If you live with anyone, then surely you feel my pain and utter frustration with this rude and thoughtless behavior. Hell, if you've ever worked with someone, surely you have experienced this too. If you use the last or what is one square away from being the last of the toilet paper or paper towel roll, refill it. No kidding. Don't you leave that glued on piece and go, there's still a little bit. That's not usable. You know that. I know that. We all know it. Don't be a dick. Okay? Who's going to peel those strips off that glue and then put it on their private parts to clean the dirties? Nobody. Rude. Okay. My God, are you that incapable of taking 10 seconds to grab another roll so that it is full the next time someone needs it? You may be the person that needs it. Even if you aren't, have some consideration for others so they aren't left having to drip dry or wipe their clean, wet hands on their clothing. It is so rude and it takes so little effort. What is wrong with you? Just do it. It's in all caps. Yeah, Just do it, guys. And also, here's another one to add to the list. I mean, we could all make our own lists, right? But I'm sorry, if you got a Brita pitcher, don't you dare pour 1 cup of water in that Brita pitcher and then put it back into your cup and leave everybody else out. Don't you dare. I feel like I fill our Brita pitcher 3 times a day, and I ain't the only one who drinks it.
Yep.
Right?
That kind of stuff makes me crazy. And like, especially my mother-in-law has a big one, like the one that you have at your fridge, right?
Yes.
It's one that stays in her refrigerator. I mean,
It's
I only
big
say that because
enough
some
to
people
get-
I know keep it out of the fridge. But every time I pour a glass, even if it was full, I fill it back up so
well,
that
you're
it's
very
full.
nice. You should come live with me because that would be pleasant.
I even filled yours up because I felt bad because I took like 2 glasses of water. I'm like, my God.
You're crazy. It's not guests I don't mind. It's the ones who live with you. Because like I think boys are the worst because they don't care if something's dirty and they don't care if you get put out. They don't care. Like, who do you think
They're like,
cleans
well,
around
I'll just take this towel and wipe my ass with it.
Oh yeah, they don't care. Or I'll use my hands and wash them, right? I mean, we're talking about men who pee in a toilet and they full well know that they get sprinkles on the floor. And that's why our bathrooms smell like locker rooms. But who goes in there 3 times a week and cleans around that toilet?
Yep.
Her name is Dana.
Oh God, that makes me so
how
upset
about,
for you.
How about absolutely have my own tube of toothpaste because I cannot handle that these boys can't clean the lid of the toothpaste. I'm sorry. It takes a quick hot rinse and you're done. Or how about not squeeze it all over the lid?
Or a little bit of Kleenex or toilet paper and wiping it off. Just like you should take a paper towel and wipe off the condiments.
Oh, yes.
It's the same. Like, no. And don't tell me you don't see it.
No,
just like
don't
the
tell me you don't
toothpaste when it squirts out, you see that.
That's what I tell my husband about the toilet. I go, you cannot convince me that you don't know when that toilet is dirty because you boys have to lift that lid. I don't lift the lid and I know it's dirty.
It's also rude to not put it back down, which a lot of men have a tendency to do.
That
not just boys, men.
I will say my guys are very well trained in that because I have ended up in the toilet a couple of times and the wrath was just unbearable.
Yes. When I've done that and literally sat in the bowl,
because I get up in the middle of the night to pee and I'm not awake.
Do you know what reaction I get when I tell Alan? Extreme laughter.
No, not
he
funny.
He thinks it's a riot.
Well, you tell him I'm going to take my pickle bucket from Firehouse Subs and I'm going to start peeing in that. And then I'm going to go dunk his butt in it and see how much he likes it. I'm sorry, I like Alan, but this is unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. And also, here's the thing. Women have to use toilet paper every time they go to the bathroom. Men don't. Men don't.
Shake a. I can't shake a.
Exactly.
I know.
That's why I think they don't care. And it makes me really pissed because it's it's really not funny as a woman getting up. It's like, what am I in high school at a cul-de-sac party in an undeveloped neighborhood?
No.
And I just peed before I go back and grab another beer.
Oh my God. And it's also because it's so many tiny things, right? So it all adds up. So it's like, all right, you wear your shoes when you use the squatty potty and the squatty potty gets dirty. Maybe wipe it off. All right. You sprinkle when you tinkle, wipe the seat. Okay. All right.
Please be neat and wipe the seat.
I'm sorry. You drink coffee. Obviously, this does not involve my child, so I wonder who this is in reference to. And I bought us a nice spinner so that they're all pretty in there. I even bought us reusable cups so that we're good for the environment. And yet, when we run out of coffee or filled cups, you can't refill it.
That too.
You take out the trash and you're not going to put a trash bag back in the can. I'm sorry. What? Now, that also doesn't happen in my house anymore because I lost my mind.
Yes.
But that's the thing. Why does it take us losing our minds to change anything?
Because you see it and then somebody's like, okay, let's pretend
I don't want to
see it.
Yeah,
well, I know I didn't see it because I would have put a new roll.
Thank you. I don't want to get in the shower and realize we don't have any soap or we don't have any shampoo. What do you think I'm supposed to do? Lick myself? I ain't no cat.
That happened the other day with soap, and I had
It
lasers coming
infuriates
out of
me.
my eyes because
Yes.
guess what? I was soaking wet, and then I
Yes.
had to get out soaking wet. I didn't
Yes.
feel like fully drying off to get right back in the shower because I hadn't even washed myself yet or my hair
Right?
to grab another thing of body wash and then run back to the bathroom soaked.
Not to mention, can I say the only reason we have another thing of body wash in that closet is because I keeps up with the shoppings.
Thank you.
Like, if we're going to keep you stocked, then you best refill when you're done. Right?
That's an even better way of putting it because you're right. The ladies, let's be honest, I know there's exceptions out there, so I'm not discounting all of you men.
There's definitely exceptions, but let's say the scale tips to one side or the other.
The ladies seem to be the ones to keep up with it.
Mostly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the ladies go, hey, we're out of toilet paper. Will you please go get some?
Exactly. Exactly.
I do not. Yeah, I will forever never understand that because as soon as it happens to you, you hate it. So why would you do it to somebody else?
Yep. Also, that last thing you said, make sure you call and let them know. Otherwise, when they walk in, I just got your text.
I just got home.
Oh, you did? Because I sent it 20 minutes ago and you were at the market around the corner.
Uh-huh. Well, I was just going to put on my pajamas. Well, I guess you're not now.
You can wear those pajamas back to the store. Yeah.
It's a give and take, right?
It should be.
Sorry,
well,
I just got lost in a zone staring at my table where I've just chipped off pieces of my pumpkin stem from Halloween.
Oh my god.
I don't know what look at I've just been breaking pieces of the stem off because I'm losing my mind. Listen, listener, I get you. I am on your side. I hear you. You are my people. And if I was with you, I would not make you use glued toilet paper square. I would put a new and also, here's the thing that this is just my situation, so maybe this is nobody else, but I also bought one of those toilet paper holders that is attached to the bottom. It's got like a basket that holds 4 rolls of toilet paper plus the one you slip on.
And the holder. There's no excuse. You have to just reach in and grab it.
Yes, and can't tell you how many times I've had to reach and grab my own. Now, is it hard? Nope, not at all. That's not the point. That's not the point.
A lot easier once you're already sitting on the toilet and need to be dry and you got to reach over and try to dig that out.
Yes, and it's just so disrespectful and weird. It's like you used it all, put it back. Like when your eyes are dry, don't you blink? What's wrong with you? Some things just go together. I used the last, I put it back. My eyes are dry, I blink. I emptied the trash, I put in a bag. I used all the coffee, I put a cup back in. What's wrong? As I heard a lot growing up, what were you born in a barn?
Why was that like the phrase of our parents?
I don't know.
It really was. No, I wasn't. Last time I checked, neither were you. Why are you asking me that?
Yeah, why are you asking? You gave birth to me. Why are you asking? I don't know. Were you in a barn when you had me?
My dad grew up in the Paris of North America, and my mother grew up in Lobsterland in Halifax, Nova Scotia. No, I wasn't born in a barn.
Now, I will give one little piece of, this isn't advice. This is just more like, try it, see what happens to this listener. My son was watching one of those like funniest home video kind of things where this baby was going around undoing everything its mom did. So like every piece of clothing she folded, it unfolded. Every time she put it in a drawer, it took it out one at a time. And I said to my son, you used to do that to mommy when you were a baby. He goes, I did. And I was like, oh yeah, all the time. Sometimes I cried. And he goes, oh. And I was like, yeah, I said I was just stressed out, but that's what babies do. They make a mess. She's just having fun. Well, later that night, when we were getting ready for bed, he put his clothes in the dirty clothes and he goes, see, I'm putting them away, Mom. And I said, yeah, no, you're always very good at that. I really appreciate it. And I meant it. But I was like, oh, this stuck in his brain. So I said, yeah, mommies just have a lot to do. And sometimes people forget that just because they're at home doesn't mean it's not work. So like, how mommy gets aggravated when you don't put your face wipes and your toothpaste away and you leave it on the counter and I have to put it away. He's like, yeah. I was like, maybe it would just help mommy if you did that once in a while. He'd start doing it.
Ooh, yeah.
Because he saw that baby like creating havoc for the mommy, and the mommy like slammed her head against a glass door. And I'm sure he's like, my mom would definitely slam her head against a glass door. I better prevent this. So I guess basically what I'm saying is find a video and guilt your child. There we go. I solved the world's problem.
Teachable Moments by Dana Powell.
Teachable moments. And also let's start showing our husband. Let's start showing our husband's baby videos and go, look how helpful that baby is. You're older. You can do it.
For real.
Anyway, that's I was gonna say that's my rant. It was our listeners' rant, but I got really into it.
You channeled her. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys, I don't know if Dana's going to think this is fun or hate it as much as I do, but I was reminded of this thing. I've never liked it, but I was reminded of it again very recently. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Okay. I was watching some of America's Top Chefs on television. It was like a holiday special for Food Network or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, just so you're not like, what the hell are you even talking about? This rant is about foods, and it usually ends up being a dessert, I guess, that is made to look just like something real. And by real, I mean like a real savory food, not a dessert.
That's a big thing right now.
Okay, I don't like it. I think you guys know that company Trolley, like probably the biggest gummy candy company in the world. Trolley makes gummies as cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
They have one that's a sushi bento box.
Yeah.
Gross. If I want sushi, I'm going to eat sushi. Okay. Mm-hmm. If I want some gummies, I want it to look like fruit or little bears even. I don't want to eat a bear, but we all love gummy bears, so I'm fine with that.
Right.
And we know it's just a cute little figurine. Just like I didn't get scared I was eating a person when I ate a Flintstone vitamin. They looked like vitamins, but they were shaped like something, okay? Just like an animal cracker. I'm fine with these things.
Those things were so chalky and terrible.
Oh God, remember it's like, have you had your Flintstone vitamin?
Like,
also fruit pizzas, F you. That was a huge thing that they always used to do, and it was canceled this year. But the Strawberry Festival in Oxnard, California, highly recommend if you're a fan of the strawberry.
Yes.
I'm not lying when I say every incarnation of a strawberry that you didn't even know was possible was available at this fair at this festival. It was the Strawberry Festival. I have a very cheesy, tall beer glass where I had a strawberry beer, and I got the commemorative glass that I've never used again because it's a tall, cheesy glass. It's like only the 80s did people have like a weird glass for everything, right?
Right.
They made a strawberry pizza, and it was like,
well, it's a dessert pizza.
It is, but it's still made with like pizza dough, and then it had strawberry jam as the tomato sauce, and then I guess white chocolate as the cheese. White chocolate is not chocolate. Newsflash, red alert, not chocolate.
It is not at all.
Cocoa butter.
Ugh.
Which I'll leave that to a tube of lotion. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then it had like, strawberries placed to look like pepperoni. Well, you didn't fool me. I don't want your gross fruit pizza.
I don't think they were trying to fool you.
Which leads me. No, go on.
No, I want to hear it. Go.
But it's not. I'm moving on from the pizza. So get it in while you can.
No, I wasn't going to make a comment about the pizza. A fruit pizza, I'm a little less likely to be mad about, or a chocolate chip pizza. I've had that. I like that.
If it's like the Great American Cookie Company from Atlanta, Georgia, where it's like in the shape and size of a pizza, but it's a chocolate chip cookie, I'm all in.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And a lot of butter in the dough. Yeah.
Yeah, that is great.
Right. But I don't need my sweet food to look savory. That messes with your brain, with your synapses or something.
Yes.
Because isn't like taste, smell, sight, like it's all kind of linked.
100%.
So why I'm going to fool? Because I'll tell you, one time I thought I was drinking milk and I accidentally poured Dr. Pepper and I almost puked because that didn't go right in my brain.
100%.
Yeah.
You already, every one of your sensory organs, your olfactory, auditory, visual thing working together.
Yeah.
You're expecting that. That's like if you think you're eating an M&M, but it's a Skittle. It's like your mouth already knows
your
like
mouth,
a dog.
Yeah, your mouth gets really scared. Your mouth gets scared when it doesn't match.
Same with smell, okay? So like no matter how much you like something, if something comes out and it smells funky, you're like, ugh.
No way. Yeah.
Also, if you smelled something and then had something right after, it tricks because there's a lot of dumb cocktails where they do like the essence of something. I had that once in Vegas. Oh man, was I pissed. It was called the Bee's Knees. Well, I love honey and I love truffles. And I'm like, this is weird, but like truffled honey, I've had that. I'll try it as a cocktail. Well, you go to drink it and the smell is like overpowering truffle. And then you drink it and there's no taste of truffle. So it's like the dumbest gimmick around. It made me angry and I did make sure to let the bartender know that.
I mean, at least Sambuca tastes like licorice and smells like licorice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is like where they got like, I don't know, they lit a piece of truffle on fire. They smoked out a truffle and then put it in a cloche and closed it over your drink. So they give it to you and you're like, oh.
That sounds like someone put a spell on you.
Yeah. At least, you know what? At least the bartender agreed with me. Okay. Like I wasn't wasn't making a scene, but I'm like, hey, let's talk about this for a second. Okay.
You're like, lean in. This is gross.
I know you had nothing to do with making this menu, but I think you need to know how I feel about your mixology selection.
You know, I have to say, Jessica, it was so shocking that you have a rant about food.
I know.
You love. I kind of feel like you're the type of person that would be like, no, it's just fancy. It's for tea and crumpets. And then we have strawberry flavored gummy sushi with panettone, sugar combs on top.
You know what? You just gave me an idea. Since I'm not currently the next Jonathan Gold, the country's only Pulitzer Prize winning food critic, maybe I could see if the health department is hiring. I mean, there's not a lot of restaurants left. I don't know how many positions are there, but I could start going into restaurants and regulating. I already know everything to look for. Yeah. I don't want to do that.
I was going to say, is that your career change?
No.
That doesn't have anything to do with the food or, yeah. I think that's a strong left turn. You're like, I'm going to be an exterminator and a health examiner.
There's been so many thoughts. Oh my God. Okay. We're going to close this rant on this, the one that just put me over the edge. This was on the Food Network this week, and it was, again, a holiday baking special, whatever. It was like fun things to make with food that you aren't really making or having to bake. It was easy things, I think. They made spaghetti and meatballs as a dessert. In case you're wondering.
What do you mean as the dessert?
And glad you asked, Dana. So, are you familiar with a potato ricer? It's like a thing.
Like a thing where you mash it?
No, the masher is a thing that you kind of just take your hand and push it down. A potato ricer, you would boil the potatoes and then put smaller pieces of potato into it, and it's like a press, and you close it and they come out of these holes. It almost looks like a Play-Doh tool.
Play-Doh toy, yeah.
It makes very creamy, like the way whipped mashed potatoes would taste. The ricer makes them come out through these small holes, so it's really fine. It's almost like pureeing it without a food processor.
Gotcha.
You can also make egg salad with one. It's great.
I love
it's great. Salad. Oh, then I think somebody needs a potato ricer.
Yes.
So they put the vanilla ice cream through the ricer, so it came out like Play-Doh, looking like spaghetti.
Yeah.
They then topped it with, guess what, guys? Strawberry jam for the tomato sauce. They then, and this is where I get the most angry, rolled up brownies. They were already baked. And they took them out and rolled them to look like meatballs. They look more like balls of crap, in my
Poop.
opinion.
Yeah.
And then they shaved white chocolate
No.
so that it looked like Parmesan.
No, I'm mad at that. Why wouldn't you just make spaghetti and meatballs?
Thank you.
And then
or
if
make
you
a
wanna
brownie sundae.
Yes. And if you want to
Take a brownie, a scoop of ice cream, and put your strawberry on top.
I
Done
don't
deal.
understand. Why is it so cutesy to make it look savory? What is that?
They were so
about?
excited about it. And then I was the most mad because I thought somebody was going to be like, hold up, and like question it. At the end, one of the chefs goes, you know what? This is my favorite of everything we've seen today. And I'm like, you know what? I'm out. I'm done.
Okay. You know what? Then we're going to have to get a little stronger and also say, do not make a baby shower cake of a head coming out of a vagina. Do not make a baby shower cake out of a baby where you're eating the baby.
Nope.
Do not do a pet or shoes. Like, what's wrong with you?
I hate that too.
Pretend? Why are you trying to pretend? Don't make for a bachelor party. Don't make a titty cake.
So gross.
Don't make it. That's not cute. It's not cute.
But I also like don't want to eat a cake that looks like a can of Schlitz beer. I mean, no thanks.
And I also don't want to play the game on TikTok where is this a real raspberry or cake? I don't want to play it. That's not a fun game. I'll play what color is this paint going to turn out to be when we put these colors in. I'll play that all day long. But I don't need to guess whether it's cake or real food. Just eat.
I just thought about something else. You're going to die. You know what's funny? I guess this shows my food snobbery. I realized that just yesterday I was looking at something that really falls into this category, and yet I was intrigued by it instead of angry.
Uh-oh.
It's I think they called it reconstructed fig. It is by like this famous Parisian pastry chef, and they made a fig, but it's like a thin chocolate outside, airbrushed, painted to look like a real fig. The inside is like fig jam. Around that is like marzipan so that it looks like a fig from the outside. And when you cut into it, just serve a freaking fig, man.
Get a fig. Just get a fig. Why are you spending all this time to make it look like a fig? The most I can accept is flowers. And that's just because you can buy an attachment to the end of a sandwich baggie and squeeze it out. That's the only reason I'm okay with it.
I agree. I totally agree. So do us a favor, everyone, people of the world, because this is, I'm sure, look, there's a lot of fun things that moms and parents do. And somebody's probably like, I'm going to do that with my kids this weekend. Well, that's fine. And I'm not going to begrudge you for doing that. Just don't let me see it. Okay.
Yeah. And good luck getting your kid to eat actual food after that.
Do not ever trick us with a dessert.
Don't get tricksy with food. I don't like it.
No.
I want what you see is what you get.
Right.
And that way I can make the determination. Yes, I will eat a peanut butter and jelly. No, I will never put fish eggs in my mouth. Sorry.
Oh, boy. Let's
Well, here we are, rounding the corner into quarters. We're a mess today.
Let's take a big breath of something savory and not sweet.
For what, Jessica? Everything is a shit show right now, even
what?
our food. Why I don't need to breathe anymore.
Okay, you know what? If you don't want to breathe, I'm going to tell you this. A listener sent something. I am crying. I will post this for everyone to see. They sent, I thought I took a picture of it on my phone, but it's on Facebook. They said, this is for Dana. They sent a picture of a kid who went as a fart for Halloween.
Stop it.
I swear, and you will cry when you see it.
I just need to know if child services was involved.
No. Nope.
Oh, no. What is happening? What's happening in the world?
A lot.
Oh,
look at it.
God.
I'm going to show you really quick.
I don't. I can't.
You guys.
Why is it so multicolored?
It's
that's
the most disgusting part. It's brown and green tulle. And he's holding a megaphone in his hand, I guess, to make the noise.
Yeah,
of the
that's
fart.
a fart gun. Yeah, that's a fart gun.
Crying.
There's one at my parents' house. I don't know how it got in there. One of my nephews must have brought it because my mom.
Your mother? I was going to say, there's no way.
And she would always put it at the bottom of the toy bin because, like good grandparents, they have a toy bin for all the kids, you know. And she only had grandsons. Of course, they're going to find that. She could have hid it outside in the pole barn, and they would have been automatically drawn to it just by nature.
Oh, my God. Hilarious.
I will say, for this child, can I see the picture again?
Yes,
I will
it even says this must be shown to Dana, and the listener put a lot of laughing emojis.
Okay, here's what I'm definitely going to say. It's creative. Okay. I am looking at that child's face. I don't see him overjoyed to be a fart. I don't think he was like, hey, mom, hey, dad, I really want to go as a stinky thing from out of a person's body that no one likes. That's what I want to be for Halloween and ask people to give me candy so I can produce real farts.
Oh, my God. It's so good.
It's unacceptable to me. I would rather you go as a pimple.
Ew.
Yeah, do it. I'll squeeze your cheeks and pop you. But a fart? No, thank you.
I can't with you.
I can't handle it.
It's so gross.
The only thing grosser, listen, there are a lot of things a child could, listen, they could dress up as a botfly or something like that, which is disgusting. But there are very few things that you can make a child be disgusting with. And that is one of them.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
That's all for the parents and not for the kid.
That's for the parents. And you know what? You just cost your kid a piece of candy because I'm not giving a fart.
Oh my God.
I'm not giving a fart of candy. I would look at that child in the face and go, shame on your parents. They stink. No candy for you. He doesn't look happy.
I know.
He's like, I wanted to be Iron Man or Deadpool. I don't want to be a fart.
Oh my God.
Okay, I guess I need to breathe before I mean, I literally feel like, who's that stand-up comedian, Louis Black? That his entire career is just screaming.
Yes.
And he does make me laugh. But I'm always like, how's that man not had a heart attack? And I am fastly becoming Louis Black. Like, all I do is yell about things that I hate.
Same.
And then go, well, I need a laugh. Just crazy.
Do you know how many times a day Alan texts me, you're yelling? Because he hears me talking to someone.
Oh, Henry tells me all the time that everything I do is too loud. And sometimes he doesn't even, he's not even nice about it. Sometimes he's like, can you stop singing now? He's asking that. Every time we record, do you know that he closed himself in my bedroom because I told him I was going to record? Because I think he gets tired of coming in here and saying, you are laughing so loud.
He's like, can you keep it down?
And I can't explain to him that it's angry laughter, so it's not joy.
So it's next level.
Wow, everybody's real glad they're listening to us today. Well, just so you know, guys, we like to try and balance it out. We are going to fill you up with some funnies and some goodness. We just like to get a little bit of normalcy in our lives because everything is so not normal right now.
That's right.
But we're going to take a deep breath in and blow all of this angsty, angry, mad at food that doesn't look like it smells energy. You're going to blow it all out and fill up with some goodness. So feel free to scream if you want. I feel like during this pandemic is the perfect time to scream it out with us because, I mean, you're probably at home, right?
Hey, apparently I scream all the time. So what would change?
So take a deep breath in. And out. We did it.
We did it.
We did it. We made it without having an aneurysm.
Oh my God.
Ugh, not funny, Dana. Not funny. Okay, well, I'm up first with corners. Jessica, I happen to have something we like here on the show to call a Weirdo of the Week.
You're weird. You're so very weird. Why must you bring your weirdness here?
A group of people in Japan are trying to take people's minds off COVID by scaring them. Finding the pandemic scary? I mean, yeah, hundreds of thousands of people are dying. So, yeah, I mean, yes. A Japanese group is trying to take people's minds off COVID-19 by putting them in coffins surrounded by chainsaw wielding zombies. That's what I want. When I'm afraid I'm going to die, just pretend different ways that I could. Customers this weekend in Tokyo can lie in a 2-meter, which is a 6.5 foot for us Americans, windowed box, listening to a horror story, watching actors perform, and getting poked with fake hands and squirted with water. Quote, "The pandemic is stressful, and we hope people can get a bit of relief by having a good scream," said Kenta Iwana, coordinator of production company Kawagarasati. Scare Squad, they're called, which is putting on the 15-minute shows. 15 minutes of laying in a coffin, letting people squirt and poke me while they're telling me scary stories?
I don't want 15 seconds of that.
As Japan experiences a COVID-19 upswing with 1,034 infections of the new coronavirus on Friday, Ivana, 25, is scrambling to find work for his actors. Well, that's nice, I guess.
Somebody is.
Who normally perform at venues such as theme parks. Last month, they offered drive-in horror shows. That's fun. Customers, too, are looking for alternatives and a way to blow off steam. Lots of events have been canceled because of the coronavirus, and I was looking for a way to get rid of my stress, says Kazushiro, 36, after lying through the 800 yen, so it's $7.60 for a 15-minute show. And Kazushiro says, "I feel relaxed now." No, you don't. You got so freaked out and stressed in a coffin because you could die from COVID that when you got out, your body just went into a awake comatose state where you're like,
Yes.
I mean, at least I'm breathing.
Where you're in shock and you're numbed out.
Yes. Customers for the shows held in a rest lounge usually used by passengers arriving in the capital on overnight bus trips. None of this feels safe.
No, thank you.
Include shopping mall owners and operators of other venues who Ivana hopes will host his mobile shows. We needed to have something that we could take anywhere, and coffins are easy to move. Right.
Excuse me?
While all these people are dying from a terrible virus, why not just use coffins for fun? I can't.
There's nothing okay about this.
All you need to do is put those coffins in a dark room, said Ivana. Wow. It's good business for us and satisfying for our customers. No. I don't want to pretend I'm dying in a different way than I could on a day-to-day basis.
I don't either.
I just don't. I have never understood. Listen, I love scary stuff. I watch horror movies. I'm a true crime junkie. I like the feeling of being a little on edge and scared, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have never wanted to sign all these waivers and go let people torture me and make me puke and put my head in a cage and poke at me and make me eat bugs and rotten eggs just to prove I can get through a Halloween scare. Like those kill joints and stuff. No, do not kidnap me. I will not pay you to kidnap me and torture me for hours on end and sign away all rights to anything if I get hurt. You have lost your mind. If you wanted, I can't fathom one. I don't even want to do we used to have those, they call them events here in LA. Called dark events or dark rooms or something like that, where you literally, it's a haunted house experience. So there's like little vignettes and stuff, but you are required to go through alone by yourself.
What?
And there are no lights.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No. And you know why? Because I don't trust humans, because I watch true crime.
Remember, this was sometime, I don't even know I guess it was like the beginning of this year. I don't know why they didn't do it around Halloween. You brought up a house, I don't remember where it was, where you had to sign like a 40-page waiver. It's like
40 pages.
Who in the hell wants to be that traumatized? And if you are, please seek help.
You need help, because they get on waiting lists for 1.5 to 2 years.
I don't get it. They have a
40-page waiver document that the guy even says, I was in the military and this is part of our mind control. Like this is part of mind screwing you. No. And then they make you meet with them the day before and sit down for like 2 hours and go through every single page of that. No. So they're already getting you in a zone where you're a victim and you're gonna like, no, that is not healthy for anyone. Like, I also think it's really disrespectful to people who are victims of crimes or people who are in the military and have experiences like this as POWs, and they like, I'm like, what's wrong?
100%.
What is wrong with you? Like those people would do anything to have not experienced that.
Yep.
And you're paying someone to do it to you. I can't.
I don't like it. I never will.
I love ghost hunty stuff. Like I would full blown go on a ghost hunt, but I'm not going to lay in the morgue oven or a morgue drawer. I'm not going to do that. There's no sense in it. I'm already here. It's already creepy. Why I need to pretend like I'm dead in a thing? No, not for me.
I don't like that one bit.
No, but you know what? Ivana Kekoshiro, I think that's right. I closed the article. I'm sorry. Anyway, I will say everybody's on guard and looking for ways to make a living and help others out. So I guess that's good. And if there are people who want to partake in that, he's keeping his actors employed and people are getting in tiny dirty boxes that other people have breathed their COVID into. I'm sorry. I couldn't stay positive. I couldn't. I couldn't stay positive.
Hilarious.
Y'all are weirdos. I don't want it. And I like scary. Jessica, there's no way you would do that.
I hate scary.
Yeah.
I almost said my next rant. Oh my God. My corner actually gives me fear. May not with you. I don't know. But I have like a major fear of heights additionally. Right. So I don't mind being up at the top of a mountain. I actually love that. But like, I'm not going to look down while we're on the ski lift. Once I'm at the top of the mountain, I'm fine. But like looking down as we're going up, So I also can't. I went to the Empire State Building with my dad years ago. And I remember being on top and I was like, oh God, even though the railing is so high, it's not like
you couldn't just fall.
I think
over.
You'd have to really work at falling out of it, right?
Yeah.
I still had like palpitations and I had to be like back like this. With my back and be holding on to like the stairwell. I'd rather fall down the stairwell.
Yeah, that's more of a danger, really.
That's probably the more dangerous. What is that building in Chicago? It's in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So many people we know have been there and they're standing on that glass platform.
Where everybody proposes?
I don't know, but it makes a lump in my throat just thinking about it. It's like a glass floor and you look down. Is it the Chrysler building?
Probably, yeah.
You look down.
Top of the Chrysler building. That's all I know.
Is the Chrysler building in New York or Chicago?
I don't know.
I feel like
we live in LA. We live in LA. We don't know things.
It's a very tall building with a glass floor and people look down. I could not do that.
Well, you know, I used to work on the top floor of the US Bank Tower downtown when I first moved here. I was a receptionist. Yes. And it's now no longer a commercial real estate firm. They turned it into like sort of a conference hall. They host silent dance parties. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you put headphones on and you can all be listening to different music, but you're dancing together. So they made that. And they also made a glass slide that goes on the outside of the building and down
saw it.
3 floors. Yes.
I saw it. And I swear to you, you could not guarantee me $100 million to do that.
I have no desire whatsoever to even tempt fate that will be my lasting legacy. Oh, she's that girl that cracked that glass slide and fell 74 stories out of the sky.
Hell no. And I literally remember the day that was on the news. And I also, again, had palpitations just watching it on the news. I'm like, I can't.
I just don't have the desire to do that. It's like those people that say, oh, when I turn 90, I'm going to go skydiving. Not me. If I've made it this long, I'm not taking any chances.
Absolutely not.
No way.
Absolutely not.
The older I get, the safer I am. And that's why I don't roller skate no more.
Well, Dana, I think it's a guarantee then that you would not want to go to this restaurant because I know I wouldn't.
Oh boy, tell me.
50 meters up and 2 apart. Belgium's Dinner in the Sky relaunches.
Okay, I'm American. How much is 50 meters? Do I need to ask Siri?
Guess what? I know we don't know the other system that the entire world, except for us and a country that nobody's ever heard of, uses. That's 164 feet.
Boy, okay.
So that's at least 4 stories. I'm looking at a building of where this restaurant, quote unquote, is hovering above.
Okay.
A 9-ton structure that can accommodate a total of 32 guests suspended from a crane
No, ma'am.
at a height of 50 meters is seen as an event known as Dinner in the Sky.
No, ma'am.
Belgians looking for a different culinary experience will once again be able to eat 164 feet above the ground as the dining in the experience returns from COVID-19 lockdown with a new socially distanced feel, as if it wasn't horrifying enough.
That's terrible. No.
Okay.
Also, not for nothing, but I am such a klutz. I drop everything from my phone to my napkins to my food. Like somebody would die beneath me for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So just to give you guys a visual, this is not like little pods, like when you're riding up in a gondola.
No, it's
This
an open
is
dinner table.
an open picnic table. There's no railing.
No.
I pray that they are seat belted in, but it is open. There's like a glass umbrella over them. I don't know why. In case it rains, they should have used that plexiglass as a barrier. They're literally just hanging out, pun intended.
Yeah.
Belgian-based Dinner in the Sky, which has been set up in some, 60 countries since its 2006 launch, involves diners strapped into seats at a table suspended from a crane, while well-known chefs cook and serve them from the center. What are the chefs on a freaking bungee cord crane?
It must be like a Japanese steakhouse where they're in the center of the table or something.
Now that I could get down with. I really miss my Benihana so bad. Oh God, I would kill for Japanese food right now.
There's a Japanese food truck by my house every day. Come by.
What?
Yeah, out on Sepulveda.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Is it Yagasaki the sushi burrito?
Yes, I think it is actually.
I need you to text me the next time you see any Japanese
every
food truck.
Weekday. There's 2 of those trucks there. They're so busy.
The next time you see it, I need you to alert me. And if you are driving by and see, oh, this is this and this, and you know the cross streets, tell me. I will be there in a LA minute, which
it's
is
literally They're there all day long into the night. They stay open until like 10 or 11 at night.
I need to go. For real.
Anyway,
their original. No, I'm not kidding. I want to go to it. Look, I'm yelling again.
I know. He's going to get mad at you.
Their original platform sat 22 people together along the perimeter, but in the COVID era, up to 32 diners. Oh, so you added people. That makes sense for social distancing.
Yeah.
Will now reserve 4-person private tables.
Oh,
the chefs and servers have a little more space to roam. What? It means all the public are sitting in sort of a bubble, says CEO Stefan Kirchhoff at the crane base in the center of the Belgian capital. Okay, now Dana, you better take a deep breath. Dinner in the Sky offers 3 sittings for lunch and 2 for dinner. The price is 295 euros. What is that, you may ask? $350.
For
in
what?
American.
If I'm not pooping gold nuggets when I'm done eating that, it ain't worth it.
Unbelievable. Like, I'm sorry. Again, let me pay the same amount I could pay to go to like En Naka, one of the greatest chefs in the world, from Chef's Table, for a tasting menu. No, let me spend that money and shit myself over the city lights of Belgium when I could be eating chocolates in Moule Frite for $20 instead.
Yeah, I don't need to add some kind of like excitement to my food. You know what I'm excited about? Eating.
Yeah.
Like I also don't need cocktails while I'm riding a little bike truck around with 6 of my drunk friends either. Like that's something in Santa Monica. I'm sure they're not doing it now.
I've seen it.
I'm like, I don't need a bike bar when I'm drinking. I just want to have drinks with my friends. I don't need to work out. Yes.
You guys, she's not making this up.
No.
It's a thing that I've seen in Hollywood where you're pedaling and it's a bar. It's so weird and it's moving down the street. I don't like it at all.
Just
rent a limo, okay?
Just let me eat or drink. I don't need an adventure while I do it.
Yes.
And if I'm going to have an adventure, let's make it a 3D or a virtual reality one where I'm not really, where I'm not really risking anything.
Exactly.
Wow. No, thank
Oh
you.
my God. Anyways,
No,
dinner in
thank
the
you.
sky. No.
No.
I'm just fine with dinner on the ground.
Me too. And guess what? I'll also take naps not in a coffin. So I guess we're just not fun, Jessica.
Oh my God.
We're just pissing on everybody's parade.
Some real fuddy-duddies.
Oh boy.
Oh
All
boy.
right.
It's time for some
Well,
good.
let's get some good stuff. I am very excited about this one. So this rave, this is from a listener, I'm assuming, because it's a
Yes.
letter. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. Hi, Jessica and Dana. I've been wanting to tell you about this organization I volunteer for. So when I first started reading this, I got really excited because I love it when someone says, I've been wanting to tell you about this organization. And then when she also said, this organization I volunteer for, even more, I was in love. It's one thing to speak about things, and it's another thing to take action. And I love seeing action. So that's amazing. Thank you.
Totally.
We are called Freedom Drivers, and we volunteer our time and gas to transport animals from high kill shelters in the Montreal area to other provinces where they can go on to find forever homes. It's usually dogs and cats, but there have also been pigs, chickens, turtles, and even a snake. Here is an article that was recently written in the Ottawa Citizen. It's such a great way to donate a little bit of time to help animals. It doesn't take much effort, but it feels great doing it. So I'm going to read some of this article, but I'm going to say right off the bat, I'm madly in love with this. I have some friends that do that drive animals like to San Diego and stuff to find forever homes. And especially right now, people are turning in animals like crazy during the pandemic because they can't afford to care for them. There's also been tons and tons of fires and displaced animals from homes, like pets. And so anything that we can do to help, like, I think this is amazing. I love it, love it, love it so much. We've had shelters here in California that have literally put signs out on their doors that said, if you turn in an animal today, they will immediately be euthanized. We have no room. So I just want to thank this listener for being a part of this organization.
Absolutely.
And I love it. Okay. This is from the Upbeat, and it is by, well, it just says Ottawa Citizen. So sorry, whoever wrote this, Ottawa Citizen doesn't want to give you credit. Here we go. Every week or two, Christine Thompson jumps in her car and drives just over an hour to the Tim Hortons parking lot in Hawkesbury. Waiting for her is a dog or three that have been pulled that morning from a high kill pound in the greater Montreal area. Christine drives back to Ottawa and drops off her cargo at a prearranged dog rescue or occasionally directly at the home of a foster family. She's one of about 235 registered drivers belonging to Freedom Drivers Animal Rescue Transports. I love that. The drivers volunteer their time, gas, and vehicles to transport dogs, cats, and other animals from 5 pounds near Montreal to one of many rescue groups in Ontario and Quebec. Each driver does a leg of about 100 kilometers in relay fashion. How cute is that? The animal is taken from the pound in the morning and is generally in a foster home by that evening. Transports are arranged by volunteer coordinators and run over 5 times a week, mostly along the 401 corridor towards Toronto, but often to Ottawa and on occasion to the Maritimes. The daily runs are listed on the group's Facebook page, and volunteers sign up for the leg of their choice. That's so awesome. No surprise that the early morning leg from Montreal to Cornwall is the hardest to fill. Most of the drivers have animals themselves or are involved in animal rescues. Thompson has a dog sitting business, Bon Voyage. I'm not mad at that pun. I'm not mad at that pun. It's cute.
I love it, actually.
And heard about Freedom Drivers from a friend. Since this spring, she's done about 15 runs, usually the Hawkesbury to Ottawa leg. Christine has never had an issue with dogs meeting and traveling together for the first time, but she can separate them with a barrier if necessary. Some of the dogs are terrified by the new people and cars, while others are calm or having fun. Christine told me about one particular dog that was crying frantically behind the barrier until she let him into the back seat with her 7-year-old son, where he snuggled up and promptly went to sleep.
Aww.
Her favorite memory is transporting a Yorkshire Terrier that barked the whole way from Smith Falls to Ottawa. When she dropped him off with the foster family, they offered to let her name him. She picked Archie after a client's dog that had just died. Freedom Drivers
Oh.
was formally started in June 2014 in Montreal by dog rescuer Tanya Thorpe because many of their pounds are restricted in how long they can keep an animal. One of the pounds that Freedom Drivers transports for keeps dogs no longer than a few days before euthanizing them. Overall, the euthanasia rate is usually lower for dogs, but for cats, it can be as high as 70%.
Whoa.
Since January, volunteer drivers have transported about 400 to 500 dogs and a similar number of cats, along with exotics such as lizards, birds, and guinea pigs. That's a big deal. There are often many turtles, pigs. When I went to pick up my rescue dog, Lucy, you know, our little producer, she's on hiatus during the pandemic. When I went to pick her up, there were 2 chickens, 3 lizards, and some fish at the rescue. At the Burbank Rescue Center. I was like, wow. I mean, at least they didn't put them in a pond out by my peaceful place where I saw that sucker on the bottom bigger than my arm. Anyway, recently a call went out to transport a python that had been dumped in a clothing donation bin.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome. One driver's still talking about his trip with a baby pot-bellied pig. I would have drove it. I would have drove it straight to my house.
Okay.
While Freedom Drivers provides the transport, other Montreal area volunteers work with the pounds to identify which animals will be released to rescues. Criteria are generally adoptability and health. The rescues must pay a pull fee to the pound for each animal. So they're also like donating finances too.
Yes.
Which they usually raise through donations and fundraising events. Most of the rescued animals will find a permanent home in the end, although they might spend some time with a foster family. Anyway, Freedom Drivers is always in need of plastic dog crates, cat carriers, strung leashes, slip leads, collars, pee pads, and blankets. For more information or to volunteer, you can visit their Facebook page. We'll put all this information up. Louis Crandall is a volunteer with Freedom Drivers. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who does something like this. And, you know, it's crazy. I think sometimes people think, oh, well, if they're in a pound or they've been given up by their family, they're not worth it. Let me tell you something. My little Lucy, we are her second home. I do not know what would ever possess anyone to give her up. She's the most loving,
sweetest
sweet,
little
warm,
thing.
well-behaved. And they told us that a teenager had wanted to adopt her and she didn't want to take care of her. And the dad got mad and took her back to the pound. Now, she was meant to be with my family, obviously. But how many puppies does that happen to? Also, my gorilla cat, Ollie, he's a rescue. We're probably his 4th home. And he is so good. He doesn't have accidents. He is snuggly. He's a giant. His belly is big enough for me to put my whole face in the morning. Like, he couldn't be a more perfect pet. And yet he was in 3 different homes.
Yep.
So these are not problem animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not.
Also, again, sometimes it's like because the owner died and there's no family in the air, like remotely in the area, and they can't get the animal, or they live somewhere they can't have it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of friends that work in rescue, and especially the amount of senior dogs in particular, but there's also a lot of senior cats, and literally people just dropped them off because they got old.
They don't want to watch them die and they can't afford their medical bills. Okay, so Wolfgang, who we love on Instagram, we lost another baby last week. But I got to tell you, I mean, kudos to him that he has the strength to do it.
Yes.
And he says every time there's not one single regret, the amount of love that these animals give him.
Yep.
They know that he
They
is
do.
like, I am here at the end of your years so that you can be loved and rewarded and in a happy home because you deserve that. So I don't always adopt baby animals. In fact, I haven't had a baby animal since I was a kid.
Right.
I always try to take a rescue because they don't stay babies anyway.
Exactly.
And if you're getting an older, like I got Lucy and Ollie, they were both already potty trained. They both already had manners. They already, you know what I mean? I mean, Lucy spoke Spanish, but she caught on to English pretty quick. It's a tone. I have a bilingual dog now. So
hilarious.
That's cool, right? Thank you so much to this listener. We'll put the information up. I know that there are also organizations like that here in Los Angeles and different places around the United States.
Totally.
So if that's something that interests you and it's not hard, I mean, you just get to take a little drive with a sweet little fur. If it's something that interests you, look in your area because there are a lot of, I guess not agencies. You wouldn't call them agencies. Groups,
Maybe rescue
rescue
groups,
groups
rescue agencies. That's
that do that sort of
the
thing.
whole gamut.
Yep, I love it. Thank you very much for sending that.
Thank you very much. Okay, this is another lovely little rave. This is just kind of a good deed that spawned into something else. So I thought it was definitely worth sharing. This is paying a good deed forward. Following her daughter's advice, a single mother from Kansas City chose generosity. Shatara Sims was down to her last $7 when she and her 12-year-old daughter, Rakia, found a dollar bill outside a grocery store near their home in Kansas City, Missouri. Sims, a 45-year-old single mother of 6, had been laid off from her job as a sanitation department truck driver weeks before. But together, they decided the best thing they could buy with the extra buck was a moment of escapism. Rakia said, "Mama, buy a lottery ticket. Maybe we can win $1 million," recalls Sims. The result was a shock, a $100 jackpot, but seemingly not as surprising as what Rakia suggested to do with their haul. Donate it to the family of a police officer shot in the line of duty in early July.
Wow.
But Sims immediately understood her daughter's motivation. In 2012, Sims lost her oldest daughter, Korea, to gun violence. She was just 19. In the aftermath, Sims admits she nearly succumbed to grief and rage until a local officer visited her and reminded her that her other children still needed their mother. "No one has ever cared enough to be that real with me. That man saved my life," she explains. "It hit me. This was my chance to pay it forward for what that officer did for me." While Sims originally donated the money anonymously, the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department tracked her down and launched a GoFundMe in her name, a campaign that has raised more than $164,000.
Wow.
She used the contributions to buy a few box trucks to start her own delivery company, Prestige Hauling and Delivery, but not before setting aside the first $10,000 to buy supplies for the homeless in her area.
Wow.
"I went through a lot, honey, but I still stand here today as a strong Black woman and as a strong single mother. God brought me through it. Nothing can take away my shine."
Wow.
Like, I
can't believe I complained about anything today after that.
I know.
Right?
But it's also just, you never, first of all, we're not doing stuff like the intent is not to do for others so that it comes back
get
to you. But
right. You do it for fun and for free.
the fact that you just never know who it's going to affect, who's going to see it, who's going to receive it. You just never know. So by trying to be kind, and again, for us all to do little things here and there, again, even just by saying hi. Nowadays, I swear, I'm like, God, just look someone in the eye or hold a door open for them, for crying out loud. How about that?
If I see somebody and I think in my brain, oh, that's a pretty blouse. Oh, you have pretty eyelashes. I don't even edit myself to think, oh, they probably think I'm a weirdo. I just say it.
Totally.
We were at Grand Central Market, me and my dad, last week. We ran in to get a coffee and they have outdoor seating. And so the barista guy, we're all wearing masks. We don't know what anybody looks like.
Right.
And I was just staring at him and I literally just said, "You have the most beautiful eyelashes I've ever seen." And fully aware that he's like a young man and I'm some old woman going, "I love your eyelashes." But he blushed, like I could tell, because like the tops of his cheeks got red, and he slapped his hand at me and went, "They're fake." I made him smile. I made him feel good for a second. And like those little bumps of niceness, you don't know how much that can mean to somebody,
Yep.
Just like this, they found a $1 bill. And decided we're gonna do something fun with that. And look at what happened.
That's what I'm saying. That just proves, again, it's like $1 when you think it doesn't help. When people say every little bit helps, they're not joking.
It's not a joke. Yeah, it's not a joke.
Every time there's a crisis or a disaster and it says text blah blah to the American Red Cross, if everyone gave $1, that's millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why, like, when I go to a hospital or something, which everybody hates, right? We all hate
Yes.
being at a hospital. And of course, right now, none of us can even go. But in normal times, we go to support our family. Like if I'm stuck there, I always put quarters on the vending machine because I can't tell you how many times I've been stuck there for hours and been like, I mean, I guess I could go all the way downstairs and spend a fortune in the commissary, but I just want a
Right.
snack or, and so I will just do that. I'll just put
That's
quarters.
so nice.
It's so easy. It's nothing. I mean, right now there's a coin shortage, so maybe we're not doing that. Or like one time, I told you for my one of my birthdays in my 30s, I did a bunch of random acts of kindness for my birthday.
Yes.
And that was one of the things we did. I also got just cheap, stupid toys from the dollar store and left them packaged in the laundromats because I see children get stuck there for hours while their poor parents are doing all the laundry for the week.
I know.
It's so easy to just brighten somebody's day, and you don't have to see it for it to be powerful,
So true.
Anyway, I love that.
Yes.
Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Thanks
for
tell everybody how to
sticking
get
on the roller coaster. Yes.
Oh man, I know, right?
Yes, you guys, find us. And for those of you that already have, keep it coming. We love it. I mean, I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me say it, but there's people that we talk with and communicate with
All
on a
the
weekly
time.
basis. And I love it. They've become our friends.
Our friends, for sure.
Please find us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rants and Raves podcast, on Twitter at raves_the, through our email, the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com, or through the contact button on our website, www.therantsandраvespodcast at gmail.com. For those of you who are catching up, because we've been receiving a lot of messages from people who are like, I'm listening to old episodes, or I started listening and now I'm going back and listening from the beginning and all that kind of stuff. If you feel so inclined, again, drop us a line or a rant or a rave or an idea for a corner, whatever suits your fancy. And if you feel like giving us a little review, a sentence or two, please. It helps keep us in the ethers of the World Wide Web, which is just inundated with everything because everyone's stuck at home. So in an effort to keep us going and to bring us like the phoenix out of the ashes, please give us a rating or a review.
Yeah, and tell your friends about us so we can all get together once a week and laugh.
Indeed.
Jessica, I enjoy you.
I thoroughly enjoy you, Dana.
I was in a real craptastic mood today. And this
me too.
This is going to help me at least for the next 4 hours. It'll get me through night. So my poor son doesn't have to stare at my face and call me in to look at guinea pig videos just so he's like, God, she needs some help, this woman. I actually didn't bring a point to ponder this week because I didn't feel like it.
Well, I have something I could play us out with. This is kind of kismet. I was like, oh, I didn't tell her about this, so we'll save it for the next
this is perfect.
time.
Perfect. The only thing I do want to say is we know that these are very hard times and everybody's level of difficulty is specific and to their own experience. And that does not make anyone else's experience less than.
Yes.
We've all got our own problems. We've all got our own concerns and they're all valid. And I hate saying we're in this together, but like for us, I really feel like we are. I feel like we come together once a week and talk about silly things and we laugh and we tell you things on TikTok and Instagram that are sort of fun. Like, I'm sorry, go follow some mushroom guys. They're fun and they're weirdos and they revel in being weirdos. Go find them. North Spore Shrooms. Go find them. Yeah. But anyway, Jessica, let me know what you got.
This is from one of our dear listeners who is an OG listener from the very beginning.
Nice.
This made me cry. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why she could and probably did send it to us, but it reminded me, Dana, of Abby, the spoon lady. Remember
I just
her?
watched a video of her the other day and almost sent it to you. And I was like, don't be a weirdo, Dana.
Are you kidding? I haven't seen any activity from her. I wish you had. So this listener sent us this video and it says, naturally, I had to send this to you all. It's so good. This is called AC/DC Thunderstruck, the Redneck Addiction. Oh my God, addiction. Something's wrong with me. The Redneck Edition, y'all.
All right, Jessica, I love you. We'll be back next week, guys.
I love you too. Bye.
I was stood in the middle of the railroad track.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew there was no turning back. My race, and I thought, what could I do? And I knew there was no help from you.